The Crypto Markets Update is brought to you by KuCoin, the best place to find the next crypto gem.
Sleeper markets, but will it last? Joining us now to discuss the crypto markets is CrossTower CEO and co-founder Kapil Rathi. Welcome back, Kapil.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. As we said earlier, it's been a very soft market, if you will. It's been very. April has been terrible for Bitcoin. It's not, or at least not great. It's down. Was it 14%? It was down in April. And the past year, obviously, it's down, and it still seems to be relatively range bound. What is, first of all, is that a problem? But second of all, what is the reason why we're not seeing the kind of movements, the volatility, if you will, either on the upside or on the downside that we were all used to just a few months ago?
Yeah, I think, and you sort of touched upon at the start of the show, it's we're dealing with a lot of macro trends here. And the Fed tightening policies, especially in the tech sector, we technically have entered into a bear market. NASDAQ is down about 20% from its peak in November. And the issues, the macro issues, whether it's Ukraine war, global supply chain issues, and inflation that's affecting every other country, is leading Fed to tighten its policies. And in time like these, risky assets generally don't perform well. One can argue crypto is pretty much in the same categories as tech as in terms of the risk. We're just seeing sort of macro pressure on techs and cryptos at the same time.
For a long time, Bitcoin wasn't, or at least was perceived to be uncorrelated or low correlation with the tech market, with the tech sector, with stocks. Now we're seeing, as you said, it's increased. What do you think is driving that correlation that didn't exist before? Do you think that because there are more institutional players in the market and they're viewing Bitcoin as part of an overall portfolio in a way that they would view other risk-on assets, or is there something else involved here? Is there another reason why we're seeing this correlation?
Yeah, I kind of attribute it to two factors. One is what you state. We all been preaching about institutional adoption of crypto, and that has happened. So now, as Fed is tightening its policies, shrinking its balance sheet, that credit is sort of kind of getting sucked out of the market. That's affecting all stocks and crypto, all asset classes. And then the second is volatility. I think Bitcoin and some of the crypto, the leverage in this space has always been a big factor on the volatility. And as the credit is being sucked out of the market, the appetite for that leverage goes down. So we're seeing more sort of calm market. With that, I must note, we just recently launched our futures market, and we are seeing some interesting positions that are being taken in that. It seems like the traders are positioning for some long volatility coming in next 2 to 3 days. All eyes are on Fed announcement. We're expecting a 50 basis point move, which is priced in. But any statement that will come out of Fed could lead to volatility, and we may see some swings in the market.
Anything you're noting in the altcoins in particular?
Yeah, so I think in general, there are some specific actions with Solana outage that had some pressure on Solana. APE is making a pretty interesting move. Then I think there were a couple of the hacks that have happened with the Rathi and the Fei token. So in general, some of these sort of kind of specific moments. I think Algo, actually, we saw a pretty interesting move yesterday in Algo on FIFA announcement. So news-related movements are still there, but overall market is pretty much correlated.
So I guess the question is, what will it take to bring Bitcoin to the next level, whatever that next level is, say, I don't know, 50,000? I mean, what would it take, do you think? Would it take something in the larger macro market, or would it be kind of something regulatory, or what would be the impetus to bring Bitcoin out of this range?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of the ethos of Bitcoin being an inflation hedge. As again, I always call it, I'm so fortunate we live in this history and during war, the role that Bitcoin has played. We saw that. Now it's an opportunity for us to see what role Bitcoin will play during these high inflation and central banks now changing their policies. So in my opinion, I think in next 6 to 9 months, we will see an important role that Bitcoin will play as countries deal with different inflations. So towards second quarter or third quarter of this year, I'm expecting a bounce back in the market.
Do you have a price prediction?
Unfortunately, we don't provide any investment guidance, so I won't be able to give you that.
All
but
right.
I am personally long on Bitcoin and other cryptos.